Hey, good morning, guys. It's Drew here. Quick video blog. It's raining, but it's still a beautiful day. I'm on the terrace of my penthouse, just chilling. And I wanted to give a video today, and I wanted to discuss how I believe, in my opinion, that Black lives do not really matter to Black people. They don't. And I'm not about to tell you about Black on Black crime, about Chicago, about how a 1-year-old baby was shot and nobody cared. I'm not even about to say that. I'm not justifying the death of George Floyd or Breonna Taylor or anybody. But I'm simply saying that Black lives don't matter. And you know how I feel? You know why I feel that way? Because look at how the people reacted to Herman Cain's death. Forget how people react to Candace Owens and how people react to Ben Carson on a regular basis. I'm saying, look at how Black people reacted to Herman Cain's death. To my knowledge, Herman Cain was a very productive, upstanding citizen that, he hired many people. He was productive. He used his brain to succeed. He was law-abiding. He was a provider. He took care of his family. By all means, he appears to be a very good person and a very good role model for the Black community, right? But when he dies, way too many Black people were not only silent, but were even laughing and mocking him because he supported Trump. So basically, your life as a Black person does not matter to the same people who said Black Lives Matter unless you agree with white liberal policies. Again, your life doesn't matter unless you agree with and uphold white liberal policies. Now, this resonates with me, obviously, because it's not that I identify as being a Black conservative, but I don't necessarily share the same views as everybody who's Black, or even the majority of people who are Black. And ironically, I attribute my going against the grain, not just with race, but in general, thinking outside the box, thinking for myself, finding out what works for me. I attribute my success to a lot of that, to a lot of things that are not necessarily popular in the Black community. Because the Black community wants you, at least in America, the Black community expects you to be a monolith. You have to think the same way. You have to support the same politicians. You have to support the same policies. You have to support the same culture. You have to, or if you do anything outside of this, you're considered white. And honestly, the way I look at it is like we're all part of the human race. We're all human beings. We just look different, We look different. Certain cultures that we came for behave differently, so we have some physiological and some genetic differences. So it doesn't really offend me. But at the end of the day, it's like we're all part of the human race. So it doesn't really offend me. But my point is that this organization and not only just the organization, but the slogan too, should be exposed for the fact that it is not true to what it claims to stand for. Well, first of all, the organization has been discovered to, be raising billions of dollars in a slush fund for monies and for resources that don't even go to where they're supposed to go to. They don't even go to the communities that they're supposed to go to. So we all know that that's BS. We all know that Black Lives Matter as an organization is a organization that's funded by a Jewish oligarch named George Soros. He funded it to the tune of $200 million recently again. And it's like, why? Because he cares about Black lives? No, because none of that money is reaching inner cities. That money is being used to sow dissension and protest. And protest about what exactly? About what? All I got to say is this. At the end of the day, I'm not belittling, I'm not minimizing the life of any of these people who suffered at the hands of potential police brutality or racism or anything, historically, present day, or in the future. But I am saying that What about us who wake up every single day, who do the right thing, who don't have a criminal record, who raise our families? What are we? Are we chopped liver? I'm not saying that we deserve praise. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that we need praise. I don't need any praise for getting up and doing what I'm supposed to do. I don't need any praise. But come on. I mean, we're damn near into a full week of John Lewis funeral processions where most people can't even go to see their loved ones, in a funeral who have recently passed. When George Floyd died, they had the dude in a gold casket. They had the mayor of the city that he passed, kneeling at the casket and crying. Come on. Come on. But when Herman Cain dies, oh, he deserved it because he didn't wear a mask. He deserved it because he's a Trump supporter. He deserved it because he's Trump's friend. You cannot say that Black Lives Matter if you don't behave like it. You don't uphold it. You don't uphold it. Let's just be real. Black lives do not matter to you. My life does not matter to you because I think differently. Because I don't raise the fist. My life doesn't matter to you. And that's okay. I realize that like regardless of regardless of what I've accomplished in my own life as a businessman, it's still relatively small compared to the other people out there that are multi-billionaires and so forth. I've accomplished a lot as a businessman. I've accomplished a lot for my family. I've done a lot for people I love in my life, and I do a lot for them every single day, like without even really thinking about it. I just do it. But I know that pales in comparison to some of the things that Black billionaires have done. And it certainly pales in comparison to what Herman Cain has done in his life. So I started thinking about, when I saw the reactions to Herman Cain's death from Black people, especially, because I already know white liberals hate me and people like me for being a free-thinking Black man. When I saw the reactions from Black people to Herman Cain's death, I just realized, I was like, wow, when Ben Carson dies, Ben Carson, who has, literally spent much of his life as a neurosurgeon, helping people, healing people, when Ben Carson dies, he's probably going to get the same reception. Basically, any Black person that values things outside of what the liberal establishment tells them to value is not only hated, it's like people want us to die. Not only want us to die, they don't care. They laugh if we do. And I know that if you're a liberal watching this and you felt that sentiment about Herman Cain, you're going to defend yourself right now by saying, oh no, we just wanted him to wear a mask. We just wanted him to wear a mask. Okay, well, there's no proof that he got COVID from not wearing a mask. There's no proof that he received COVID at that rally. None of that is proven. None of that is proven. You can't prove that. So you jumping on his death just to say, oh, look, he died because he didn't agree with our politics is ridiculous. And it shows your disdain for the man because he doesn't agree with you. You don't care about his life. You simply care more about the fact that he doesn't agree with you. And that offends you to the core. Anyway, I can't tell people how to live this life. I can't tell people how to behave. I can't tell people how to do anything. That's not the point. The point is that I'm exposing the fact that Black lives do not even matter to Black lives. Black Lives Matter is a bullshit organization. Black Lives Matter is a bullshit slogan. I don't believe any of it. I don't believe any of it. And that's why when people are marching for George Floyd and people are celebrating the life of John Lewis and all this other stuff, okay, all right, cool. But until you can celebrate even the Black lives that you don't agree with, until you can do that, until you can put attention on the children that were murdered, until you can do that, until you can uphold other people in the community other than just criminals and people that are involved in shootings and people that are involved in all types of things that would definitely lead to violence or their deaths. You cannot say to me that you believe Black Lives Matter, because you don't. You don't. What happened is very simple. You saw George Floyd trending on TV, you saw John Lewis trending on TV, and you followed suit. That's it. This cause does not matter to you. The whole idea of Black Lives Matter for you is just a social media thing that you can do to feel lumped in or feel in with the group, because you don't want to feel outside the group. You follow in trends and you don't even realize it. And that's all it is. Black lives don't matter to you, and they never did.